The Chancellor of the Exchequer has announced a new fintech strategy, which includes the appointment of envoys or representatives to support that strategy on a national basis. And I've been appointed as one of those envoys with responsibility for the English region. First, I would say that look, it's a great honour to be selected for it, because on one level it's an individual selection, but more importantly it's probably because of all the work we've done in Clydesdale to establish our reputation, and in Yorkshire around our digital capabilities and open banking and a lot of the fintech topic we have been very vocal on. So I think it's a reflection of a huge effort by all staff in all parts of the organisation. What are we being asked to do? It's not entirely clear yet, 100%, but I would imagine that it is to support the government's industrial strategy, which really talks to a number of themes, but in particular skills and productivity. And the fintech industry is a huge part of supporting both the skills base and the productivity goals of the government. So I think we'll spend a lot of time talking to fintechs, making sure that they have a voice, making sure that we connect them to overseas people who perhaps buy the products, and making sure that we arrange collaboration between banks and fintechs, because I think the world has moved on. It's not just about one versus the other, it's about all of us working together. Fintech means financial technology, so I think we should just say that to start with. People love acronyms, but that's really what it is. And what that means is anything from things we design as a bank to small startups and new neobanks, or individual companies who have a particular technology that they think will help a customer. When I look at customers and what they're going to get from the whole fintech evolution, I think it's very simple. A customer will be able to access products with more choice. So the monopoly of, say, some of the bigger providers today won't exist in the long term. You will see other providers of the service. And like anything else, competition is good for the customer. Secondly, fintech usually allows the customers to have a far simpler experience, a more transparent experience, no hidden charges, absolute clarity on pricing. And then thirdly, because technology can deliver to the customer in a much easier way than a traditional bank, I think there will be lower cost. So I think those three benefits are very significant when taken together. I think sometimes people have said to me in the last couple of days, well, you know, does fintech envoy for the English regions help us in Scotland? And the answer is absolutely. So what the government is doing is setting up a series of different regions with a fintech envoy for each. So Scotland will have 2 fintech envoys, the English region, which I represent, has 1, and then Northern Ireland and Wales also. So that group of people will come together. So we'll be working together, collaborating together, and actually it's hugely advantageous for us because probably the great majority of fintech in the UK is London-centric. So to be able to come outside of that into Scotland and into the Northern England thing and bring all of that together, I think that will be a big help both for our franchise and also for the fintechs. One of the most important parts of that collaboration is to make sure that the world knows that the UK is one of the leading centres of innovation in fintech. If we achieve that, we will naturally improve productivity and skills and underpin the strategy for growth in this country, but also for the companies themselves, we'll help them to grow, to export and to achieve inward investment. So I think bringing all those parts together is very much a part of what I see the role achieving. The real value of this is not about what I have, it's about what we do together, particularly as a bank with these fintechs. And I think the important thing to remember is that this would only be possible based on the huge contribution that between Clydesdale, Yorkshire and the launch of B we have created. So what is that contribution? We have developed a leadership in innovation in the digital and open banking universe. We know that there are 3 very large banks out there who've commissioned special studies of B to understand how we were innovating and wanting to perhaps copy it. So really, over the past few years, the bank has made enormous strides, a huge effort to become a leader in innovation, to build a new brand called B to add to Clydesdale in Yorkshire. That has been very visible in the marketplace. And as we've spoken about that, governments and other stakeholders have thought, well, these guys, A, know what they're talking about as a bank, but B, they're doing it. And a lot of talk in the UK, less doing, and we've been a great example of talking about it and then doing it. And that, I think that's given confidence to make the appointment, and very much, yes, they appoint the person, but they appoint the person, me, on the basis of the contribution that the bank has made. So I think it's a great recognition for all the staff in the bank that this is possible. This appointment is just one other step in the growing up of this bank and the creation of a voice in the marketplace. We're seen increasingly as innovators. So you should be very proud of what you do day to day, but also very proud of what you've achieved in terms of innovation going forward. So we are a bank that is being loudly heard in the marketplace, being respected for what we're delivering. And this appointment is just another manifestation of the credibility that the bank has created.